and Frank the Bluesman Marino. And unless you've been hiding under a rock someplace, you know that Mark and Frank have created the premier MLSP training product called Tube Traffic Mojo. And in the My Lead System Pro world and way, way, way beyond, they've become known as the experts and the go-to guys for internet video marketing. So I would love to spend several hours with you guys talking about it, but that's actually not our subject today, right? We're going to talk about business partnership today. Laurie and I have been thinking about doing a partnership, and what we realized is that we would find it valuable, and we felt there was a larger audience that would also find it really valuable to hear about successful ongoing partnerships. So thank you guys for letting us get inside your minds a little bit today.
Totally. No problem.
And let me ask you the first question. I know that you have individually told your story, but can you tell us the story of your partnership, how it sort of came to be and perhaps evolved?
Well, yeah, I mean it's pretty amazing to think about it, but
yeah, I was in a bar. I was in a bar one night, and he came up to me.
Yeah,
and really? He grabbed my butt, and that was it. No, it was actually through a. We actually met. I was in MLSP. I just started. I was in for about a couple of months, and I joined some challenge. I can't remember who. I think it was Perig at the time, and he was upcoming leader in the system. I think who else was it? I think it was Jordan Schultz and I don't know. It was about a year and a half ago, about 2 years ago actually, and it was a 90-day challenge or some sort of that, and we met there in a Skype group kind of setting, and we've connected because he was like kind of a good blogger at the time, right? Because I didn't know anything about blogging. I didn't know how to. I looked at his blog. I'm like, wow, this guy's good. Meanwhile, back then it sucked.
Frank doesn't know much about anything, so.
But it was really good. It was really good. So I connected with him. We connected a little bit. We didn't really exchange that much words though. It was weird. We connected. Yeah. We liked each other, but then I think I did a testimonial for him because I think I liked what he was doing, and I think he kind of got happy about that, and he came and shot a testimonial back at me, and then we started talking. Yeah, we started talking, and that's what kind of blew it up. That one testimonial, actually, that I sent Mark. Wow. You know that one, Mark. He was like, "Wow, I gotta."
I've since deleted it. I'm embarrassed. No, I'm just kidding. You guys will learn we like to pick on each other. So
yeah, that's good.
No, but really, that is kind of how it started.
That's actually how it really kind of snowballed. Because once those testimonials came, we started connecting a little bit more and talking about what you've been doing, and we kind of saying, hey, I don't know exactly. It was kind of like it just started going like this, and we started really talking and masterminding about. Because we have the same passion, right? We liked SEO. We liked, we weren't doing video at the time, actually. Actually, no video at the time.
Interesting.
It was just blogging, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we started incorporating video, and then we seen, how video is very powerful, and that's when we just switched gears, kind of, right? So that's how it started. I mean, that's how we started. It wasn't like planned. Like, oh, let's get together and let's do this. It was, hey, you're cool, you're doing this, we have the same kind of things, and we kind of, it's like, when you have a friendship with somebody, you have that chemistry, or if you have a new relationship, or you find a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it may be, it's that chemistry thing. So it kind of hit off real good, and we just continued. We started masterminding on the same, and we focused, right? We didn't go, hey, let's do this, let's do that. Now we do that. Now we do too much of that. We're like, hey, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this. But in the beginning, we're like, let's blogging. At the time, it was blogging. So that's basically how it started.
So it's the power of focus again. We hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Now if you want to hear the real story, I'll actually.
Yeah, let's hear the real story.
Yeah.
No, that was it. But really, that's essentially what it was. Yep.
Yeah.
And at what point did you decide that, okay, let's make this sort of like an official thing? And when did you start deciding to build your own information product? Because that's a pretty amazing accomplishment right there.
Really, Tube Traffic Mojo actually started like Frank one night came up with the idea, and
Yeah, I'm like, I want us to.
yeah,
It's like,
Frank
of
came up with
course.
the idea, and the whole idea was just to kind of help out our team. That was the initial
Yeah, and
thing,
charge,
'cause,
and charge like
you know,
$20 or something, right? I was like, I wasn't thinking like, charge like $20 for it or something for the team, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. And then Mark's like, "What are you doing, bro? We could do shit together." Excuse my language, but right? And then that's how
and
it
then we
takes
started
off.
brainstorming because really we were both doing video at that point, and we were both getting a lot of leads from video, and our whole goal was ultimately to start, like I said, helping our team, and that's how it started. Just started through that, and next thing it morphed into, well, why don't we look at putting our own course together, and then we can sell it for whatever we decide to sell it for. And so we started moving forward on the course, and then we ended up connecting with, we were getting a lot of results, so we started getting recognized in MLSP, and then we met with I think it was Norbert. We got on with Norbert and started talking to him and said, look, we're doing this. We're right now working on a course. Believe it or not,
We were actually we were
the
beta
original
testing.
the original name of the course was Traffic Mojo Tube. So it was like swapped around. We were all backwards, But so anyway, that's how
And I
it
got
started.
I got upset because I did all the graphics and stuff. Right, I'm like, I got to redo all this stuff now. I'm like, no, man, it's cool. I like it. Like, no, it's grammatically incorrect. I'm like, who cares? But it actually sounds stupid now that I think about it.
So after I convinced Frank that yes, it was grammatically wrong, we ended up fixing it anyway. But that's how it happened. And then Norbert was like, "Oh man, we need a course so bad on YouTube. No, we don't really have a good one. You guys want to work with us on it?" We're like, "Yeah, okay, let's do it." So that's how it all started.
And we actually were doing beta testing at that point.
With your group.
Yeah.
With a selected few. Yeah.
So your group are they people who are in your MLSP team or in your MLM team, or are you the two of you in the same MLM? I've never quite figured that one out because you keep it kind of quiet.
Well, we've been doing a top tier direct sales program. That's been our our primary forever. And yeah, we don't talk much about it just because we market ourselves first. And then when people want to work with us, we're like, okay, yeah, we'll give you some information on it. And that's essentially what it comes down to.
So as far as your partnership is concerned, and I'm going to kind of go on to the next question here, I guess.
Sure.
Your partnership is really about marketing the partnership, the group,
now it is.
team. Correct?
It used to not be like that. It used to be more like me, him.
Right.
But now it's like we do everything together because we
Yeah.
work. It's not because sometimes I don't want to, sometimes because it's a pain in the butt because we're ADD, we're both ADD, and Mark, we piss each other off. It's like it's a friendship every day, but we can't do it alone. It's just I mean, we could if we really put our brains to it, but we just work better together. And I mean, if you look at the industry, you're going to see them all over the place. You just don't really notice it as much. I mean, you got Fernie and Ray. I mean, they do everything together. That's how they do it. You got Brian and Norbert. I mean, you don't see Norbert as much right now. He's behind the scenes, but they've started it together, right? What else we got? Plenty of other people out there. I mean,
there's married couples. You got Ray Higdon, Jessica Higdon.
Yeah, you got Bill and Michelle. I mean, just because they're married,
and
but
I
they
actually
work.
kind of consider Diane Hockman and Tracy Housel to be a type of partnership because they've been working together for forever, and they, they have each other's back, and it's really obvious that it's ongoing.
So if we're seeing all these successful partnerships out there, it should tell us that there's something really important about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And can you speak a little bit about that? About in what way has it been? Be a little more, dig a little deeper, and tell us a little more about how it has helped you.
Well, I mean, yeah, really, it's helped in the sense of when we start kind of veering off track. It's very easy to get distracted in the internet world. Frank and I still get distracted like crazy, and we got to bring each other back. And sometimes it's fighting each other to get back on track, and it's like
literally fighting, pissing each other off. I mean, it's serious.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Right.
But that's
because
what a good partnership is. I mean,
because
you have
that's what
to
happens.
really be willing to get in there with each other,
When you're an entrepreneur, and we're all entrepreneurs, you constantly have ideas. You constantly have these creative ideas, and they're all great, but you can't implement all of them. It's just you don't have the resources to do that, and you'd have to outsource a lot of stuff to implement all of it at once, and really put enough energy into it. And I mean, especially Mark. I mean, he's got crazy, amazing ideas. I have these ideas all the time, and we'll collide, and we'll be like, yeah, that's great, and then later on, like, dude, we're messing up. And I mean, and if it actually, it's brought me down on some points, and is doing too much, and you see the business kind of drop a little bit. That's business, it's like a roller coaster, but you gotta stay focused. And
Right.
with a partnership, it's gonna help you stay a lot focused, a lot faster, because you're gonna have someone's gonna kick you in the butt and the behind and say, hey, we gotta stay focused here, and then vice versa. Because and then what's really great about a partnership, when you're both focused on one thing and you're really focused on it, that's when like this magical thing happens, and that's what we're looking for again, right? That's what we're constantly looking for, is this magical synergy.
Right. And the other thing is too, is that with a partnership, I mean, really you got to be willing to get on each other, and you got to be willing to accept it too from the other, but you have to be willing to call each other's bullshit when it needs to be, I mean, that's like how it really is, like a marriage almost. You've got to work through it, and you got to push each other, to do greater. And I mean, you can tell both of us are very passionate people, and that's why we make a good partnership, because of that. He's passionate, I'm passionate, and
you have different things to bring. Exactly. I mean, you hit it right on the nail. And we're also two different people, right? I'm kind of more the I get more upset faster. Like, Mark's kind of like the nicer. Like, we're both nice. I mean, I don't come off, I hope, as an ass, but Mark's
okay,
more
man,
like,
you do. No.
but like, I kind of like, dude, we got to, and I think it's good, because we have, like, you have these two different, because not everyone's the same. You can't, you know what I'm saying? We do have the same passion, which is good, but not everyone's the same. So we kind of bring different things to the table. So it's perfect. So you're gonna have like just an example, you and I can't get Nancy.
Yeah.
Right? I want to say the wrong name, Nancy and Laurie. But you guys team up. You guys have different personalities or different things about you that that are different. So maybe you're more more temperament or something. I don't know, something like that. But that's great, because you have these two different characters that you combine together,
Right.
and it creates that. It just creates this partnership that just you can't describe some of the things.
All of a sudden, it is sort of magical, right? It just
Yeah, it's magic. Yeah.
organic. But let me ask you this question though, because I mean, partnerships are never perfect, no matter what. Any kind of partnership, and sometimes they're sort of a nightmare. So you've said a little bit, but how did you, along the way, at the beginning especially, handle those stumbling blocks between you, assuming there were some?
We had a gun to our head and said, if we don't do it, that's how we, seriously, that's how.
I mean, here's
for
the
us,
truth,
it was make it or break it.
Yeah, and really, it's like there are going to be those times where you butt heads, but that's the purpose of it. I have look. I'm a Christian. One of my favorite verses in the Bible is "Iron sharpeneth iron." Okay, and that is really what I think two people who are partners do. You're sharpening each other. Think about iron hitting each other, like sharpening, and it's causing sparks, and it's causing heat and friction. But that.
Yeah, I want to hear that one again.
Don't make me give you a virtual slap, dude. But really, it's like the iron that clanks against each other, and it's there's heat, there's friction, and that's a good example of the sharpening aspect. And so it's not necessarily bad. It's that you just have to look at it for what it is and understand that the whole goal of what we're trying to do is push one another, and that's what we do. And I'm incredibly grateful. I mean, how much money we've made together is crazy. I mean, it's crazy, And I really don't think I would get that same effect if I did it on my own.
No.
I really don't.
No.
Yeah.
So let's talk practicalities for a little bit. What do you do on a weekly basis? Are there specific disciplines that you do together, each of you, and as a partnership? And how do you divide up the workload? And then on the other end of it, how do you divide up the leads, the people who are going to become part of your team? I mean, I don't want you to go into really great depth in terms of how it works financially, but people will be wondering how to do this for themselves. So just a few tips in that area would be great.
Well, Frank and we actually have separate MLSP accounts. So I work mine, he works his. But
we are basically competitors in the system.
Yeah.
But
what we do is, like on our primary, we do that together. Okay. So we push each other to get leads, signups, things like that. But like with our primary, we share one account, and that's what we do. So it kind of benefits the both of us. Like I know that if Frank is going to do good in his MLSP, it's going to benefit me too, because that obviously builds into our our primary as well. Same for me. Frank wants to see me doing good. He wants to see me getting signups, bringing new people in, because in the end it benefits him too. That's not the only reason we do it, but the truth is that's how we personally work it. Whenever we do something like together, we figure out a way, like if we're gonna share a link, like if we're promoting something. A lot of times we'll just say, okay, well, if we promote something and we make money from it, we just split it 50-50. Whoever gets the commissions, you just, you shoot me over the half when it comes. And that's kind of how it works.
So that's pretty straightforward then, and it's obviously working for you. So how about the things that you do on a weekly basis? How often do you meet with each other? Do you do blogging every day? Do you do videos every day, every week, every month? That kind of thing. I mean, not in huge detail, but...
It's funny that we're doing this interview, and because it's kind of like a reality check. It's actually pretty cool we're doing the interview, because we've kind of... I like to be honest, and I always say this and everything. I like to tell people where I'm at right now, and it's cool. And here's the deal. It's like, once you start having success as a mastermind team, you're gonna have different things come at you. That's what happens. A lot of stuff, starts. You have like different obstacles. Like your obstacles change. Like in the beginning, like the obstacles were like stupid. Like I wish I still had the same obstacles, to be honest with you. like I don't want to like discourage anybody. You guys could do it. I'm not saying it's like, I know it's hard. If you're trying to like get your first 5 leads a day, I know it's hard, but you guys could do it. It's not that hard. Really, it's not. But you're gonna hit new obstacles where you got to learn how to handle them. And our mastermind it's like a reality check. It's like this interview. I love it because it's not right now. We're really powerful together. Right? Don't get me wrong. Yeah. We're gonna win this LTD affiliate contest. But we're powerful. But we don't have that synergy. We still have the synergy, but it's not as powerful, I would say. Why? Because you got so much stuff coming at you. And this is where I want to say is where you got to focus. Like you got to get, and this is what happens. This is if you're not focused together as a team, you start like we're not drifting away or anything like that, but you start doing this, start doing that, and things get in the way, and that gets in the way, and you got to make sure you stay focused on where you're
right. And ultimately, what he's getting at is that it's not like there's distractions will still come, and there's been points where we've been severely distracted, even after getting success, we're not putting our focus in the right area, but a lot of that comes from just a trial and error too, and trial and error. But the main thing is that we are committed to a partnership together, and we work together as much as possible. I mean, really, for the most part, we talk almost daily. I mean, it's kind of scary to say, but I feel almost naked when I don't talk to Frank.
Yeah, when I was gone.
I mean, seriously,
I know,
it's
yeah.
really weird.
Where are you? You're in
I was gone to Italy. It was kind of weird, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the throwing pigeons thing, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank
But it is. I mean, there's distraction all over the place. I mean, it's just shiny object syndrome. You've heard of it. I mean,
Oh yeah.
we get it too. I can't tell you how many products I've bought that sit on my hard drive waiting for me to go check it out. I mean, now that I actually have money to spend, I'll buy stuff half the time without even reading the sales letter. Okay, cool, this looks good. And, and I gotta go back and go over it.
And I got a ton of stuff too, And the thing is about is focus, guys, and that's what we're trying to really hammer it home. Is being focused no matter what, and being focused together as a mastermind.
So, are there specific things that you do on a regular basis that are the focusers?
We talk every day. I mean, we talk every day.
We're talking about what's working, what's not. Like like right now, we're talking about, okay, hey, I'm getting less sign-ups. What's going on? I was gone on vacation, and what's up? And then we'll kind of talk and. We're kind of seeing what's working, what is Mark doing, and then I'll copy his stuff, right? And he'll copy my stuff. Be like, hey, it's working on him, and that's what it is. It's talking every day and being focused. Now, if you're just talking, BS the whole day, it ain't gonna do nothing. So you gotta really, when you do talk, it has to be focused. It has to be focused on.
And too, that's why we work well together too, because we are doing the same strategy. Like, for instance, if you guys are focused on, let's say, Facebook marketing, okay? What you can do is share ideas and share things that you are learning. If you get a little success, you go over and you tell the other. And that's ultimately what Frank and I do. Like, if something's working for him, he calls me right away and is like, hey, dude, check this out. Look at this. Whoops, we lost Nancy.
Yes, Nancy. There she is.
There she is. But so it's like that's kind of what we do. Is we're always sharing that info with each other. Oh, this worked for me. Check this out. I got 10 leads from this one video already. What did you do? Oh yeah, okay. So we're always sharing that knowledge. Like, he goes out and buys something, and then he'll go through it. He's like, dude, I got this killer nugget, man. I'm gonna share it with you, or whatever. And that's just what we do. We really, really give that information to each other freely.
Yeah.
Does a day go by that you don't do at least one video?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's funny it is. It's actually weeks. It's weeks I go by. I don't do it. It's actually been months.
I thought you guys were doing videos like every day. No.
No, see that's the thing is that's what I was talking about is, there's everyone, we all have weaknesses, and this is one, like I said, when you hit different levels, there's different obstacles for different kind of people, and you got all these things coming at you. You got this, you got this, you got this, you got people asking you this, like interviews and this and that, and it's like you got all this different things at you, coming at you, and that's where you really, guys, and start learning how to really manage your time now. Now, when you're really just by yourselves, or maybe you have a partnership. Start doing that now, so when it does come and you start having a lot more success, well, what are you going to do? You have leads coming, you have people joining you, you have people asking you, hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? Hey, how do I do this? It's normal, and you want to help them out, but then you have, other people, hey, can we get an interview? Hey, people message you on Facebook, and, I have, millions of messages on Facebook I can't even get to.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? Because of time management. I'm not putting, consistent amount of time, maybe 10 minutes a day going through it. I'm all over the place, and what happens when you're all over the place, you get overwhelmed and you get nothing done.
Yeah. So that's perfect. That's the perfect segue into my next question, because we're about short on time. So let me ask the last question of each of you. If you had basically one piece of advice to give to either a couple people who are planning on starting a partnership, or someone who is in a partnership and wanted to make it even better, what would be your advice?
Well, here's my advice. Be willing to listen to the other person. I mean, that's the biggest thing. There's like we said, it's like and really I'm speaking to Frank here. You know, I'm just kidding.
You can tell.
But really, ultimately, guys, for any partnership, marriage, whatever, to be successful, it takes communication. Yeah, and really, it's like you have to work at it. I mean, I know that I will never be as powerful on my own as I am with working with Frank. You know, we have a synergy that we make work. But the biggest advice I can give you is to be willing to, take the criticism from your partner if they have to give it to you. It's like, dude, you're being lazy, or, hey, chick, you're being lazy, whatever, But really, it is just a matter of getting in there and really getting honest, because if you have a common goal and your goal is to, quit your job or whatever and be home, if you guys have the common goal and you're like-minded on that, then there's no reason you can't get it. And the whole idea, again, like I said, iron sharpeneth iron. Be willing to listen to the other. Don't get overly offended if somebody has to give it to you, like that, because we all have the tendency to be a little offended, when somebody gets in our stuff. But that's really what it is. I mean, Frank and I are widely open with each other, and we push each other. That's what's made us, a successful partnership, is the ability to really push each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that he doesn't piss me off sometimes, and it's not that I don't piss him off sometimes.
That happens.
It's that.
But deep down, it's fine. Yeah. You just gotta take it and go at it, and then sometimes, and sometimes you do need a break.
Yeah.
Break out a little bit, couple of days. It's just like any kind of relationship. So. But
the truth is, and obviously, it's not all roses. It's not like, I mean. It's about a growing process, and you're kind of growing together, and there's growing pains. Everybody has growing pains, but you got to be willing to stick in there and see where it is. But I'm telling you, there's so much power in a partnership. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're living proof of that. So much so much power. It's way easier to do it on your own because you don't have to ask anybody anything, but you're also not going to get the same result. I'm convinced of that.
Frank, any last thoughts you want to add to that?
No, I mean, Mark hit it definitely. You're right. How right on the nail. Is like I said, like I mentioned before, is start. Especially time management together.
Mm.
Really get into that. That's important. It sounds stupid right now. It sounds it's not really not. It is important. Believe me.
Mm-hmm.
It's extremely important. And and really set aside when you do talk. Set aside every day to talk.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be an hour long, half an hour long. Talk about, okay, what's been going on, what you've been doing, and make sure that you have the same strategy. Because if you don't have the same strategy, if you're not doing, if one person's into like heavy in Facebook and the other person is in marketing, doing video, I mean, yeah, I'm not saying it can't work, but it's better if you have like that same strategy, the same passion in something.
Right.
Especially with marketing. Right, it's you have to have that because if you both have that passion, it's gonna be a lot more powerful.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys. This has been really wonderful. I want to make a little tiny plug at the very end just for Tube Traffic Mojo, because I have to tell you, you guys have really changed my life. It's one of the top 2 courses I've ever taken. And what I've found really powerful about it is that it's not only useful for online strategy, but I use it all the time with offline businesses, helping them get their online presence a little sharper and a little more visible. And I love it. It has
awesome.
Been a life changer for me.
Cool.
That's
and
awesome.
I want to say that I am really, really, really looking forward to meeting you guys in person at Live the Dream, the beginning of November in San Diego.
That'd be awesome.
I know you're doing a mastermind right before the event.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no fool. I will be there. Laurie too, right?
Awesome.
Okay.
Yes.
So thank you again so very much.
It's gonna be awesome.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for your.
Thank you so
bye.
much.
You guys rock.
Thanks a lot.